this songwriters workshop, and if people are interested, you said you'll probably be doing it again this summer. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah, I think it's going to happen second week of June.
Okay, you can always find out at your website, which is
just DUSTINWELCH.com or go to KevinWelch.com. I know that there's probably some information. Yeah, I mean it's an interesting thing, you know, like becoming I wouldn't even really refer to myself as a teacher, but helping people kind of, you know, learn how to write.
Well, you come from good stock, and, you know, I guess your dad kind of coached you along the way, so...
Admittedly, I had a really remarkable education with it, you know, growing up around just world-class songwriters in Nashville, and guys that, where, like, I was raised around their children also, and so we'd be running around the backyard or, you know, in their kitchen growing up. But then as soon as I started kind of learning more about what I wanted to do as a writer, all of those guys, you know, they really took to me, and we'd sit down and work on stuff together even. And I was extremely lucky.
Well, you know, it's good that you're passing that knowledge along, and you're definitely the right guy for the job. So
thank you.
Take it and run, man. Show those insurance salesmen from Florida how to write songs for their wives, and, you know, you might inspire, you know, that guy might end up putting out an album one day.
Well, yeah, and there's a lot of folks that are actually pursuing this, and or there were several, like, younger people under 20 or something that are actually wanting to do this for a living, and everybody has a different approach to writing. Songs can do anything you want them to, really, but that's one of the cool things also, is kind of just seeing how people naturally are brought to it and what they naturally write. And a lot of people that you wouldn't expect, but they're writing on a really sophisticated level.
Very cool.
You know, I worked at the Bluebird Cafe for years and years. In fact, I used to run the kitchen there. I think started when I was about 16, washing dishes, and eventually started running sound. And now, of course, that place has just blown up since the television shows come out. But you'd see those open mic nights, and people that would drive for hours and hours to be able to come and stand in line and be one of 200 people that are trying to be there for that open mic. So just the kind of drive, you know, that folks have to express themselves, it's just kind of a fascinating thing, even. You know, regardless if it's got a radio catchy hook or something, there's generally something redeeming about it, you know, the way that they have just chose to express themselves.
Sure. Tell us about the soldiers and vets that you've been working with. I know that you were here last time. You were talking about that. Tell us how that's evolving.
The program is called Soldier Songs and Voices, and I started the first kind of official program in San Marcos about 1.5 years ago, I want to say. Now we've got 5 programs throughout Texas. Matt Harlan's running one here at the J.P. Hobbs House.
That's right. He'll be here tomorrow, actually, to talk about that.
Beautiful, yeah. He's doing them, I think, once a month, and it's wide open to any kind of armed services vet, any kind of generation at all, and any branch. We're generally able to provide instruments and just teaching kind of guitar fundamentals, and then songwriting techniques. And the songs that are coming out of these things are really pretty profound, and for the most part, music's a powerful healer. You know, it's actually kind of allowing some of these guys to get their lives back.
Sure, that's amazing, and what a rewarding experience. You do that once a week in Austin?
The Cheatham Street Warehouse in San Marcos is that first workshop I started, and so as long as I'm in town, if I'm not on the road, I'm down there every week. Somebody's down there every week at least. Got some other musician buddies of mine that are helping out. Got one going at Sam's Burger Joint in San Antonio, and LaGrange, the Bugle Boy there.
Cool. Saxon
Pub in Austin. These things are spreading too. We've got them going now in Florida. Got my friend Chelsea Crowell in Nashville. I think she's working on starting one there. A couple in Colorado, a couple in Idaho. It's just
it's cool.
It's spreading. Yeah.
That's awesome. We've got Dustin Welch live in the KPFT studio promoting his brand new release. Came out yesterday, called Tijuana Bible. He's going to hit the stage at Cactus at 5:30 and around 7:38ish at Under the Volcano tonight with the full band at both of those gigs. Doing a solo acoustic show here in the studio today. You brought your banjo. Is that what you're about to pick up next?
I suppose I could.
All right. Well, it's right there. I just figured. Don't let me paint you in any corners.
All right. This is a tune called "Things I Cannot Change."
All right. This is on the new record too.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I've been walking these streets all night long. Like I ain't never gonna see the morning dawn. Oh, I'm like talking to myself about something strange. But there's just some things I cannot change. When the bright light went out in the boardroom, all the woman out of love left me way too soon. And I knew it was never gonna be the same. There's just some things that I cannot change. And the rising sun makes the shadows fall. And what's done is done, won't say and fall. Now if you're looking for trouble, it won't be hard. Oh, well, I'll be waiting down at the wrecking yard. Yeah, you get your mind made up under lock and chain. Oh, but there's just some things that I cannot change. I might go out of my mind and get out of hand. I might lose control and lose command. But won't somebody please try to explain? Well, there's just some things that I cannot change. And the setting sun makes the shadows fall. And what's done is done, won't say and fall. Now I've been walking these streets all night long. Like I ain't never gonna see the morning dawn. I'm out there talking to myself about something strange. Oh, but there's just some things that I cannot change. I cannot change. I cannot change.
Dustin Welch live in the KPFT studio. Some great stuff off of his new release, Tijuana Bible. But of course, he's here playing those tracks for us live. John Fulbright covered one of your songs, God Above, and that was the first track on his last record. And as a matter of fact, he was just on the Grammys, brought his guitar out in front of everybody, sang your song.
Well, it was one we co-wrote together.
Okay.
John came over to my house one night and he said, "Well, I've got this weird idea for a song. I want to write it from God's point of view, but I'm thinking he should be a really cynical God." And so, you know, we came up with this tune, and this was his debut record, mind you. He got nominated for Americana,
Album of the Year.
yeah, Grammy, Americana Album of the Year, and so they had him come and perform that song. It was just totally bizarre.
I bet.
But it's a great record, you know, and you know, I think it might be better that he didn't win. In fact, he still has some goals to give himself. He's 24 years old, you know, at this point. So, but yeah, he's a blast to be able to work with. And
well, what an honor to have your song on national television. You know,
it was hip, yeah. And now, in fact, also it was the pre-show broadcast also. So, so they, yeah, that's still good enough as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you guys co-wrote a few other songs together. Is that correct?
Well, since he made this last record, yeah, we've got a couple others in the bag.
He thought it was a good idea to hook up with you again.
Oh yeah, we got a few others in the bag.
Sure.
He lives up in Okemah, Oklahoma, so we'll usually run into each other at like a festival somewhere. You know, so we might have to hold up in a hotel room for an afternoon, try and hammer one out, or just shoot back and forth little garage band demos or something in email. But you know, it's a new age for songwriting like that.
Absolutely. You recently discovered a band called Shovels and Ropes. Are they old buddies of yours?
Actually, the wife, the female part of the duo, her and I had a band growing up together all through high school. Carrie Ann Hurst is her name, and her husband Michael Trent. They live in Charleston, South Carolina, but yeah, me and Carrie we've written a bunch of stuff together as well, and I played on her first record, went down to Charleston and recorded on that, but yeah, they're just all over the place. They're really kicking butt these days.
And you're trying to get them on tour with you this summer sometime, or in the next few months?
I think we're looking at doing some dates on the East Coast with them. At least, you know, I'll go out on my own, or maybe me and a drummer or something like that. But
cool.
But yeah, hoping to do a little run with them. We're going to be touring a lot. You know, throughout Texas, I can at least usually bring my band, but a lot of times if we're flying off to somewhere on the coast or something,
it's expensive taking all those guys.
Yeah, I got to kind of figure out how to do it without them.
So you got South by Southwest coming up. You'll do a special performance with your dad and your sister. That'll be very cool. Do you think you guys will? I mean, you said you only see each other when you book a gig together. Do you think you guys will be booking more gigs?
I sure hope so. The Reckless Kelly and the Mickey and the Motor Cars guys have a band that's just the four brothers, the four Braun brothers, called the Rock Farmers. And not only do they have to charge a lot more when they play, because they have to give their bands, you know, both their bands the night off, they also don't get to rehearse ever. So not only are they really expensive to have to go play, they're also not very good. So I've kind of
you don't want to be in that boat with your sister and your dad.
I've been kind of wary of that model, but then again, you know, the Braun boys can easily get away with that sort of thing.
Right. All right. New album is Tijuana Bible. That you'll have that available for purchase tonight at Cactus Inn under the Volcano. We talked about South by Southwest. You still do your Soldier songs once a week if you're in town at Cheatham Street Warehouse in San Marcos, and maybe some things this summer with Liza Gilgeson and your dad. Anything else we need to know about that's happening for the rest of the year?
Oh gosh, I'm sure. Yeah,
check your website.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm just kind of less than brilliant this week. I think it's an overwhelming time.
You get a new album coming out, yeah. That's about really all you want to focus on.
We're really excited for it, though. Absolutely.
Well, we're gonna play one off of that album, but you're gonna sing one more for us live.
Sure.